Okay, welcome back in. We got some breaking news now out of the Supreme Court. We are learning the High Court is allowing the Trump administration to stop transgender and non-binary people from choosing their sex on their passport. We're just getting this news here at NEWSMAX, and we'll keep an eye on any reaction and developments on that. All right, time for the breakdown. We're going to do a Who Is segment. Minnesota's capital city, St. Paul, getting a new mayor. You saw a picture of her on Tuesday night. Minnesota State Representative Kawali Vang-Her was elected to City Hall in St. Paul. But I want to point this out. Apparently, she came to this country illegally. Her words, not mine. She's originally from Laos, and this summer spoke about it on the Minnesota State House floor. She told a story about how her father and then other family members, they went on to fudge some paperwork in order to get into the United States. And then she goes on to admit she came here illegally. So here it is.
My father, as the one processing the paperwork, put my grandmother down as his mother. And so I am illegal in this country. My parents are illegal here in this country.
Okay, so there you go. Kind of crazy to think about, right? ICE might want to take a look at this one, though she does claim now that she and her parents are citizens. But really, for me, the big takeaway from this is how she speaks about coming here illegally is some sort of badge of honor, that her family gamed the system. Now they're here. Kind of makes you think, as mayor of a major American city, the capital of one of our states, how's she going to govern? She'll likely bend over backwards for illegals, but we know this. We know Democrats are doing their best to accommodate for people who should not be here. Give them health care, a driver's license, a CDL, commercial driver's license, even if they can't read English and can't drive the trucks. Put them all on food stamps, all resources that now take away from actual Americans in jobs. I think it's crazy. And now we actually have politicians who came here illegally getting into office talking about it. So I got to ask, where does this end? For the Democrat Party, I don't think it does. It's bringing in millions of new people into this country to fight ICE, prevent them from getting these people out because they eventually want their votes. So I'll point this one out. Non-citizens voting. In Kansas, the mayor of the small town of Coldwater, he was just hit with charges. The mayor, all right? His name's Jose Joe Caballos. He was reelected on Tuesday night, and according to the state's AG, he's not even a citizen, but rather a permanent resident here, but a citizen of Mexico. Well, now the mayor, Caballos, he faces 3 counts of voting without being qualified and 3 counts of election perjury. The AG there accuses Caballos of voting in elections in 2022, 2023, 24. Kind of seems like Caballos doesn't respect our laws, but also hungry for power, hence why he ran as mayor. And if he's doing it, who's to say others aren't and are planning to in the future? Kind of seems like they don't respect the laws we have here with voting. And there are many illegal people here now. Joining me to discuss, former senior advisor to DHS under Alejandro Mayorkas, Bernie Flowers, along with former New York Congressman Anthony D'Esposito. Pleasure to have you both on. Bernie, I want to start with you. I just want to get your reaction first to what's going on up there in St. Paul. And just like Democrats, it's like a badge of honor. They're celebrating this now, coming here illegally and then, setting up shop in the United States like it's something good.
Bob, this is crazy. You shouldn't be able to use empathy for illegal aliens to get yourself elected. It sounds crazy. But, we're just doing the best we can. There's a lot of illegal folks here. People have no idea how many people here are illegally. And I'm just, appreciative of the efforts of Secretary Noem and the president. Let's get these folks out of here and get those voter rolls cleaned up.
It's a good point. And Congressman, yesterday when President Trump addressed the senators, when he met with them, Republicans, talking about the want for ending the filibuster, that's a different conversation. But he said, they could pass voter ID, getting that because he does believe that many illegals vote or are going to try to come up with some plan down the line here. And I know it's a big issue.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think we could probably argue that, when you sit up at night and wonder, well, why did Joe Biden and Kamala Harris leave the border wide open, allowing, close to 15 million people to come here illegally? There had to be a reason, right? Well, the reason was that eventually they wanted to put them on the voting rolls. But what this comes down to is, instead of enforcing the laws, when we're talking about, people who are running for office, I mean, they use it as a badge of honor that they came into this country illegally. And instead of enforcing the laws, they are, celebrating, breaking them. And this is more of the left, instead of, it's more activism and less accountability. And that is not just for these individuals, it's become a culture. And I think that's really part of the problem, is that we're not just talking about individuals. In this case, we're talking about elected officials who are proud that they came here.
Yeah.
The first thing they did when they came to this country was break a law to get here. But the idea is really that, again, this isn't just about individuals. This is creating a pattern. I mean, this is this activism, the fact that they're celebrating breaking laws. It really is creating.
Well, who's to say if they're celebrating breaking that law, what law might not, go after?
I think the question is, where does it end, right?
Well, that's what I wrote here.
Yeah.
Where does it end? I don't think it does end. Bernie, last 30 seconds to you here. It's just no respect here. And again, celebrating breaking laws. Where do you think their party's kind of going right now? Hard to pinpoint it.
We just saw in New York where their party is going. I don't want to live as a communist. I would be terrible as a communist. They wouldn't be able to count on me at all. But the issue of the day is we got to clean this up. It's a wake-up call. It tell conservatives, hey, these people are coming for your rights, and they're coming for your livelihood. Step up, stand up, get yourself registered to vote, and let's get her done.
Well said. Got to leave it there. Gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, absolutely. Stop back soon. Coming up, Kim Kardashian is weighing in on her opinion on the popular AI chatbot, ChatGPT. Here's Kim.